I've always seen myself as a man of precision, controlled, calm, deliberate. The kind of man who calculates every move before making it, who builds his life piece by piece, carefully, without letting emotion cloud the vision. That's how I created a life most would envy. A home, a family, a sense of stability, order. Or so I thought. Emily used to say, almost in passing, "He looks just like you," whenever she held our son. Her voice was gentle, almost musical, like a whisper that softened the corners of the night. I didn't think much of it. Why would I? It sounded sweet, natural. A simple affirmation of the life we were building together. But sometimes, the most innocent phrases can rot at the core when spoken too often. It was subtle at first. The way she said it, daily, sometimes more than once, started to feel like a script. Too polished. Too intentional. Like a line repeated to keep something hidden in the background. I watched her, not out of suspicion but curiosity. And it didn't take long for that curiosity to turn into something colder. You'd think after all those years together I would know every twitch of her brow, every sigh, every glance that lingered just a second too long. But Emily had become slippery. Like someone who had learned to live in the shadows, confident that no one was looking too closely. There was a new carelessness in her laughter, a hollow ring to her smiles. Her phone, a once-forgotten object on the kitchen counter, now rarely left her hand. She wasn't hiding anymore, she just assumed I wouldn't notice. Then came the night that changed everything. She said she was going out with friends. Drinks, laughs, nothing unusual. I didn't question it, I wasn't the jealous type. But when she came home, something in her was different. She paused in the doorway like she'd forgotten who lived here. Her eyes met mine, then darted away as if the sight of me was too heavy to carry. She kissed our son's forehead quickly, almost dismissively, like it was an obligation, not affection. And in that brief, quiet moment, something inside me stilled. Like a man who hears the first crack in a dam and knows what's coming. The next morning I set my plan into motion. I didn't rant or accuse. I simply acted. A DNA test, just one. Nothing dramatic. Just facts. Cold and clean. While she went about her days, smiling, cooking, texting, pretending, she had no idea what truth was making its way toward me. And in that time, I studied her like I was observing a subject under glass. The way her fingers lingered too long on her phone screen, the quick glances at me when she thought I wasn't watching. 2 weeks passed. The results arrived in a plain envelope. There was no need for ceremony, no dramatic flourish. I didn't open it immediately. I didn't need to. The truth was already alive in my bones. But when I finally tore it open and read the words, I didn't feel shock. No rage. No sorrow. Only confirmation. And beneath that, something close to satisfaction. Quiet. Steady. Final. That evening, everything was painfully normal. She made dinner, humming softly under her breath, like she had no idea the world she had built was seconds from collapse. I sat across from her, calm as ever. I placed the envelope on the table. No words. Just presence. She noticed it right away, her eyes catching on its edges like a fishhook. She hesitated. Opened her mouth to speak. Then closed it again. I spoke first. Want to explain this? My tone was casual, almost pleasant, like asking about the weather. Her face paled instantly. She blinked once, then again, and in those seconds the mask she wore began to shatter. Panic crept into her features, slow and irreversible. I don't know what you mean, she whispered. The lie was reflexive. Wait. Hollow. A dead thing in her mouth. You've been telling me for years that our son looks just like me, I said. My words hung between us, heavy and precise. She froze. I could see the moment she realized she was cornered. She reached for the envelope with trembling fingers. I didn't stop her. Let her read it. Let her face what she thought she'd hidden so well. The silence as she opened it was thick, drenched in dread. Her eyes scanned the document and I saw it happen, the collapse. Her breath caught. The color drained from her skin. I didn't mean for this to happen, she finally said, her voice cracking like thin ice underfoot. But I didn't react. I didn't give her the satisfaction of emotion. There was no room for anger now. I had already gone through it long before. This wasn't about feeling. This was about truth. You lied to me. 3 words. That's all. Simple. I didn't need to shout. The impact was already lethal. She didn't cry. Didn't scream. Just sat there, hollow and unraveling, the years of secrecy crashing into her all at once. What followed was mechanical. The divorce. The asset division. Ruthless efficiency. She tried to maintain dignity, but the world saw through it quickly. The people who once adored her drifted away, as they always do when the truth peels away the shine. And me? I moved forward. Steady. Clean. I didn't look back. There was nothing to mourn. No regrets to tend. I'd seen through the illusion, dismantled it, and stepped away untouched. Now, in the silence of my home, I feel nothing. Not joy. Not grief. Just the echo of resolve. A quiet, cold clarity. The kind that comes when you've played the game to the end, and won. Because I was always 3 steps ahead. And she never even saw me coming.